Good day, viewers and listeners, and welcome to the Progress Report. In this episode, we will hear from participants at the recent India-Guyana Business Forum in Georgetown about the numerous opportunities that exist between the two countries. The discussions focused on both countries' economic strength, which creates prospects for South-to-South cooperation as potential drivers of growth in what is the fastest growing economy in the world.
We're the fastest growing economy, and India is one of the fastest growing major economies. And those are a very significant point, because what it tells us is that there is now the potential and there are now the opportunities out there for both our countries, both our private sector, to look at new areas in terms of building that partnership, exploiting those opportunities, and looking at what it is that we can do at another level.
Indian institutions that want to come into Guyana should probably identify the needs of the market. Where do we lack skills? As Foreign Secretary was saying, we need a lot of people to be trained in the oil and gas sector. And another big sector where we lack people is the hospitality industry. We are getting more hotels coming in. So every sector, every segment of the economy here needs human resources. And India with millions of, we produce 200,000 engineers every year, more than that. We produce 70,000 doctors a year into the economy. So India has already learned the art of delivering education and building skills at a very affordable price. So we have something called the National Skills Development Corporation, which has trained millions of people in skill development. So the government has already identified key sectors. So any private institution or organization that wants to build capacity or enter the education space should look at what is the vision of the government, where do they want to go, what are the deficiencies of human resources on those areas, and start building those things. But the opportunities are plenty.
If you pair us up with India, with the level of technological expertise when it comes to agriculture and agro-processing and manufacturing, I think those are definitely some areas where we can collaborate, because we do still have a situation in Guyana where we export a lot of our primary products, or our products in primary form. We have a good opportunity for Indian investment to come to Guyana to bring some of the scale that we need to get more value-added products and to get that, get more income into Guyana, where both Guyanese and Indian companies could benefit.
Government is not the only game in infrastructure, so there's private development. And what India can bring to the table is a lot of innovation. Climate change is real. India has a lot of climate adaptation methods that we have not yet explored fully. So those are some of the things that companies in India could look towards presenting and marketing in Guyana.
We have a very vibrant aviation industry in Guyana. You look at the Ogle Aerodrome. Ogle Aerodrome is the busiest aerodrome in the Caribbean. We are expanding. Therefore, in the aviation industry, they'll be looking for additional aircraft, more aircraft. Most of the aircraft right now are aged. Therefore, I see India playing a part in developing our aviation industry. We can speak of the international. We have one of the longest runways in the Caribbean, where you can take off with an aircraft fully loaded with all the fuel that is required to get you to India, and it's a one-hop non-stop. So that connection, looking at it from the other side, from India to Guyana, Guyana as you want to call it a hub, a base, and you can spring off into South America, the Caribbean, so we can have visitors, we can have individuals passing through, going to do business in the rest of the Caribbean and down South America, coming directly out of India.
As India has very appropriate technology for us in agriculture and in manufacturing, I think one of the biggest challenges that we face is logistics out of Guyana. So logistics in Guyana and logistics out of Guyana. And so real deep water harbor, not just the ones we talk about, but one that has a draft of 20 meters, not 9 meters and 6 meters. 20 meters can bring 30,000, 40,000 ton vessels. It doesn't cost you as much or much more than 14,000 tons. And our challenge here right now is that the draft coming into Guyana, maximum draft 9 meters. Irrigation control. I think Renata spoke about that. In Holland, they use irrigation controls at the head of the rivers. And I think if we retain water in the dry season, in the rivers, in the agriculture zones, the rivers are small. So to put gates at the front of the rivers, and India has that technology that they could help us with, I think that would be helpful. And the last one, which is a dream of all of us, which has made India powerful, is petroleum production. And I think if we achieve that, that would truly make Guyana become something totally different.
The one objective that we had today behind organizing this forum is to allow a platform for people to come together and share their honest views. And that is the reason why, in fact, when we were discussing within our colleagues within the High Commission, I said I would like to avoid speeches. Because when it's a speech, it's only a one-sided communication. But when it's a panel discussion, I think we always have scope of some kind of exchange of views, ideas. And in fact, I wish we had more time for more comments and observations. But nevertheless, we have taken note of some of the comments made during the panel discussion itself and afterwards as well. So one thing which I'd like to underline is probably if out of this discussion that we had today, if some people would like to take that initiative of developing some kind of a document or some kind of a resource material about doing business in Guyana, which we can circulate to people in India, the prospective investors, the prospective people who would like to, look at the opportunities, the emerging opportunities in Guyana, that will be a welcome initiative. And we as the High Commission would be happy to be a part of that kind of an initiative and support in every possible way.
Guyana remains an investment destination with economic growth fueled by policies that encourage entrepreneurs, investors, and the private sector to participate in the value chain as the country develops. We encourage you to explore the many opportunities that exist. Until next time, I am Vivekanand Rajkumar.